Now guys, January 1st, the transfer window is officially open. Of course, lots of deals have already happened, but today is where all the paperwork gets done. It's today officially where the summer transfer window happens, and we got a pretty good episode here for you today. We have the deals, okay, that are very, very close to being completed, alright? Tomorrow's episode is going to see like 2 completed episodes potentially, but today's one is one, you know, sort of rumor episode if you like, but very, very close. I think you're going to enjoy it. Now, if you want to see, obviously, a big double upload confirmed transfer episode tomorrow, I'm going to try my hardest. I tried last week and I didn't manage to do it. I'm going to try and do it again for tomorrow. Drop a like and a thumbs up down below. If we can get 3,000 likes in this video now before midnight, that is coming tomorrow morning potentially. I'm going to work on it. And of course, guys, GetGripped are doing a massive payday sale for this weekend only, okay? If you want custom controllers, GetGripped, hats, anything like that, check them out in the description down below. If you guys put in like on the checkout page as well, or on the order cart, I'll put a little thing on the screen saying Rossi to sign. I'll sign every order that has that in the, obviously, order notes. So if you put it in the order notes, Rossi to sign, I'll sign anything you want. Payday will get you 20% off for this big weekend too. Shall we jump straight into it? Let's jump into the first player because it's a biggie. Now we actually have Lacazette to Arsenal. This one has been a transfer for, I don't know, like a year or two now, and it looks like it finally could be nearly done. This is BBC Sport. This is obviously like Sky Sports journalists all come out and said the deal is very close. Arsenal close to agreeing deal for French striker from Lyon, okay, obviously Lacazette. Now we're talking big money. Lacazette's move is expected to beat, okay, club record fee of Mesut Ozil's for £42.4 million, which of course beats Ozil in 2013. However, a bid for Monaco midfielder Lemar, 21 years of age, is less likely after bid was turned down. That's not what we're talking about, boys. BBC Sport, mate, I appreciate that, but we're talking about the biggest Arsenal signing ever, alright? Lacazette. Now, Arsenal have been screaming out for a year or two for this transfer to happen. It looks like it's very, very close, okay? Now, I don't think I've ever seen something, you know, like concrete as this for Arsenal Lacazette in a while. And of course, the situation with, obviously, Sanchez, not saying whether he's going to sign a new deal, not saying whether he's going to stay at Arsenal. We don't really know what he's going to do, so Arsenal need to make plans as if he's going to leave. And signing Lacazette, I gotta be honest, is actually a pretty good signing. If I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be buzzing about that because this is like the biggest transfer you've ever made, and like I say, it's going to be good. Now listen to this, okay? The Gunners have had a bid rejected for the French international, 26 years of age, but talks have progressed and will continue over the next coming days. This is like fresh news. This is like today. So this is not old news, guys. I try to bring you up to date stuff. I try to do these episodes quite a lot. That's why on the weekends I really go in, because that's where a lot of business actually happens, weirdly. One more thing on this topic before we move on to another player. On Thursday, Gunners chief executive Ivan Gazidis, is that how you pronounce his name? I don't really know, promised fans top quality summer signings, okay, during a question and answer session. So that's what the chief executive of Arsenal's come out and promised. Obviously, so far they've got Kolasinac, or he was actually a free transfer. Seems to be pretty good. Seems like a pretty good signing. I'd be happy about that as an Arsenal fan. But now you've got potentially the most expensive signing Arsenal's ever made coming as well. So should we move into another player, boys? Because I mean, we're going to keep going up, right? We're going to try and get bigger players. I mean, but that one for the start of the episode off is pretty good. Now we got a big one, alright, next, okay, which is a player that I reported last week interested or potentially moving to Liverpool, but actually it's had a little bit of a U-turn. Now Aubameyang could be going to China. That's right, in a £500,000 a week deal. That's insane. So there have been lots of reports this week that he has actually chosen China over Liverpool because he's going to get paid 500 grand a week. They're going to pay £71 million for him, the teamer. I'm not going to try and pronounce the Chinese Super League teams because, you know what, I'm not very good at it, so I'm not even going to try and butcher the name. So in respect to the Chinese people out there, I'm not going to try it. Now, has been reports that he has agreed the biggest contract like in the world, £500,000 cash, mate. That is pretty serious. Now, Vanguard have actually come out and said that this deal is very close to being completed, like literally very close. Close as the Lacazette Arsenal one. Now, it is said, okay, the new Dortmund boss now, Peter Bosz, if I pronounced that right or wrong, I don't know, but he left Ajax actually to replace Thomas Tuchel earlier this month. Now, he joined Dortmund under the pressure that the Gabonese forward, okay, would not be sticking around for next season, apparently. This is what has come out and said. However, a deal was initially held up after new laws were passed by the Chinese FA, so 100% tax stamped on new foreign signings. So, of course, they're, you know, trying to make it a bit fairer on all the other teams in the Chinese Super League that don't have the money, so they're bringing in some sort of tax. So they're saying, basically, I think, that if you sign, like, Aubameyang for 70 million, you have to pay £70 million tax on him, like 100% tax. Is that correct or wrong or right, or I don't know, guys? Let me know in the comment section down below. Have I got that right? So if they sign Aubameyang for 70 million, they also have to give the Chinese FA or the government or whatever £70 million too. Wow. That is serious tax. So, of course, they may break the bank and they may make Aubameyang one of the best paid footballers the world has like ever seen. I think it'd be a shame to see him go off to the Chinese Super League, because I think what he can do in Europe is massive, and like I say, going to the Far East, he doesn't need to do that. Like financially, yeah, it'd be fantastic for him, but it's not the level of football he deserves or should be playing. But in the end of the day, you can't knock someone pick what they want for their family, or to be honest, if he goes PSG or wherever he goes, he's still going to be on bloody good money. So I don't really know, guys. Let me know in the comments. Aubameyang, where do you actually think he should go? Third player, guys, is a player that actually is going to break the transfer record for another Premier League big gun. All right, and it's Liverpool he's going to break it for this time, not Aubameyang. It's not the player we're talking about. Now we're actually talking about Naby Keita. Okay, BBC Sport have come out and reported on this, so it's pretty concrete stuff. Liverpool willing to pay club record fee for the midfielder. Okay, that's what's come out and said. Now, believe it or not, okay, apparently according to this, the club have come out and said he's not going to be for sale. They've got Champions League football next year. They need to keep him if they're going to try and, you know, progress and take the club to another level. Now, apparently, he's got a £70 million price tag on him, which is huge. Obviously, if Liverpool signed him, that would be Liverpool's most expensive signing ever, period. But apparently, if they wait another season, okay, he has a release clause in his contract next summer to get him for 48 million. So they can save like £22 million if they wait a season. But Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool may not want to wait a season. They may not want to wait that long to get their man. So they may cough up and pay the extra money. Now, of course, Jurgen Klopp has come out and said he's a, you know, massive admirer of the midfielder, and Anfield hierarchy looks certain to test, obviously, their determination to keep hold of the player. Now, Leon Osman, obviously ex-Everton player, come out in a podcast and said that £70 million Keita would be an incredible risk. So this is coming from an Everton player. Yeah, I think, you know, blowing a big money like that, like double what you've ever spent on a player, because they signed Andy Carroll in a minute. Andy Carroll was like the most expensive player for 35 million. Now they're going to go and double that now, okay, for 70 million. That is a risk. That is a huge risk. It just is. But it may be one that Liverpool need to take if they're going to take their club to another level. Now, we've seen Arsenal signings in this episode. Obviously, we've seen Liverpool's. We've seen Aubameyang potentially go to China. Should we move on to a fourth player? That is the biggest one. Two Premier League clubs, potentially very close to breaking their transfer record. Now, the fourth player, guys, is another player moving to the Premier League, guys, potentially very close. Sky Sports have come out and said this, like, they did a tweet yesterday, I believe, and the tweet went pretty viral, a couple thousand retweets. Anthony Modeste to West Ham United, okay? They're in talks with a striker right now. Now, according to Sky sources, okay, Hammers are prepared to pay £20 million for the striker who scored 25 goals last season in 32 appearances in the Bundesliga, which is pretty damn impressive. That's serious stats. Now, apparently, West Ham turned down the chance last season to sign Modeste for £6 million after he scored 15 goals in his first season. But now, because he's had a good season, the Cologne are saying, we want £30 million for him. West Ham, £20 million may not be quite enough. Now, believe it or not, he was set to join the same Chinese Super League club as Aubameyang was going to join this week, alright, on Wednesday, but the move actually collapsed. So, obviously, this new Chinese, like, Super League tax has come in, and it made them, you know, to spread their attention to Aubameyang and not Anthony Modeste, who could be on his way to Premier League, which is good. That's what we want to see. That's what Premier League fans want to see. Now, Sky sources understand, okay, that West Ham have also contacted Villarreal striker Bakumbu, who's also of interest to Newcastle United if they cannot get Modeste. Now, Modeste is a former, of course, French under-21 international, but he's never actually earned a senior call-up for the French national team. With the season he had last year, he could be in for running. He could be in for his first ever call-up. You don't know. But when he's up against players like Mbappe and stuff like that, it's going to be hard. Like, it's struggles, man. But yes, once again, another massive name coming to the Premier League. Obviously, if we get Aubameyang, if we get bloody, I don't know, Lacazette, Aubameyang's going to China, but I don't know if a Premier League club wants to sign him. Lacazette, of course, Anthony Modeste, Naby Keita, however you pronounce it. That's three big signings that are apparently very close, alright? This is the beauty of this episode. I've not gone on some dodgy websites to get the rumours or anything like that. I've gone on Sky sources, BT Sports sources, so it's pretty reliable stuff. Almost the most reliable stuff you probably can get out there on the internet. But of course, Anthony Modeste, another player to the Premier League, that'd be a good one. Moving on to another player now. Now, we actually have Manchester United signing now, okay, because obviously we've done Liverpool, we've done Arsenal, we've done West Ham. Let's do a Man United one because, you know what, Fabinho apparently is supposed to be joining. It's very close. Now, 4 hours ago, this news was actually released, okay, that they've actually rejected a bid, okay, from Manchester United. Now, Man United have been handed a major boost in their pursuit of Fabinho with rejecting, Monaco rejecting a £39 million bid from PSG, basically. So, apparently Man United have had a bid rejected. Apparently PSG have had a bid rejected. So, that basically means it's got to be worth over 40 million, doesn't he? So, is he worth that? I don't really know. I've not watched too much of him, so let me know in the comments if you have. But Monaco, they cannot sell, I mean, their player to one of the biggest rivals in the league. Like, they just can't do that, so that's not going to happen for him. If they're going to sell him, he's most likely going to go abroad, isn't he? Like, he's not going to stay in France, of course. Now, United are reportedly really eager to to sign him. It's like one of their biggest priorities for this transfer window so far. They signed Lindelof. They want another defender too. But the fact that Monaco have actually turned down a £39 million bid shows that Man United need to pay over 40 for this player, aren't they? I don't know if they're going to, but they need to if they're going to be able to get him. Now, last but not least, guys, I'm not going to talk about, obviously, this guy, Fabinho, too much, because when I talk about Man United player too much, everyone says I'm being biased. Everyone just, you know, goes mental at me in the comment section down below, so I'm only going to briefly talk about it. Next up, I'm going to talk about a Chelsea signing that's apparently, like, this close. No joke. Sky Sports, 20 hours ago, and today, stuff has been announced that Rudiger, have I pronounced that right, has agreed to go to Chelsea for £33.4 million from Roma. Chelsea have agreed a £33.4 million deal with Roma to sign Anthony Rudiger, according to Sky in Italy. Alright, so it's not quite concrete yet. Sky in Italy have come out and said it's done, but we'll wait until Chelsea and stuff announce it before I put it in a confirmed transfer episode. Like, if that gets done today, I could be featuring him in an episode tomorrow, potentially. I doubt it, but I could. Now, guys, the 24-year-old Germany centre-back is set to undergo a medical on Monday, so we're not going to see anything announced until Monday, probably, and then it will finalise personal terms and agree a 5-year contract. Sky in Italy are reporting an agreement of £29 million up front and a further £4.4 million in add-ons has been, you know, sealed between the two clubs, basically. Now, Sky Sports actually reported earlier on Friday, so like literally like yesterday, that the Blues had begun talks with Roma to sign the centre-back. So Chelsea have lost a couple of centre-backs this year. There's a brand new signing to announce tomorrow that Chelsea have sold, which I'll do tomorrow. And then, of course, they've lost John Terry, so they need to replace the area a little bit. And yes, it looks like Rudiger has been a complete confirmed transfer in Sky Italy, but we'll wait till Monday before we put that in the confirmed transfer episode. Anyway, guys, has been the approach as always. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. You know, transfer window is now open. I cannot wait to bring you guys more videos in the transfer window, because this week, okay, we've seen rumours for Lacazette at Arsenal, very, very close to happening. I mean, very, very close, okay, like with the agreeing a fee. Of course, it's going to be Arsenal's most expensive player ever. It's going to be a good signing for the Premier League. Aubameyang to China, AC Milan want him, you know, Liverpool want him, PSG want him, loads of clubs want him, but it looks like he might be settled, go get a bigger payday, which would be a shame because we want him in Europe. Keita set to break Liverpool's biggest transfer record ever, okay? Leon Osman of Everton, of course, has come out and talked about it on the podcast. He said it's risky. I think it's a risk, but maybe it's a risk Liverpool need to take to go up a level. Anthony Modeste, now, very good one, okay? His deal broke down to go to China. It could be coming to West Ham. A very good season in the Bundesliga last year. It'd be a good season. That'd be a brilliant signing for West Ham, to be fair, if it happens. Fabinho to Man United. Now, they've actually had a bid rejected from, obviously, PSG for 39 million. So it means that Man United need to pay over 40. I don't know if they're going to do it. I don't know. And then we have Rudiger, okay, to Chelsea. Done deal, according to Sky Sports in Italy. So that's a good signing because they lost a couple of centre-halves. So that's a brilliant signing. Anyway, guys, see you tomorrow for confirmed transfer episodes. Drop a like and a thumbs up down below. Peace!